All right. Welcome to Sam Roberts Now. Just getting everything set, getting everything all ready, making sure we sound good. Hello. Welcome. Here we are, Sam Roberts Now. Hope everybody's doing great. Oh, I got a little, there we go. I hope that's not, that's going to screw us up entirely. Got to watch everything around here. I got 150 screens that I'm just looking at constantly. And you know why I got to look at all these screens? Because there's nobody here with me. It's another lonely Friday night, but what better place to be lonely than right here in the Not Sam studio on Sam Roberts Now. And even though he's not in the Not Sam studio, you know who's here. Ladies and gentlemen.
There I am.
Hot Dog.
We inside, baby.
I mean, apparently Hot Dog, who just got tapped for a role in the remake of House Party, is here. Hot Dog bringing back the high top fade in ways that I don't think anybody expected. But, you know, summer is only just starting. And I feel like 2 summers ago, it was we outside. And last summer, it was, well, we thought we was outside. But this summer, it's we definitely outside. And Hot Dog has been getting his high top fade ready. Is that right? Is that what I'm getting from this?
I was put on timeout this week because I got a little bit of a COVID scare. So I've just been
somebody at work.
Just out there, you know,
putting in that work.
No, just the out there COVID. COVID's everywhere.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, sure.
But
sure.
Yes, I'm just
including
just
in tu cuarto.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad, but everything's okay. You don't have COVID 4.0.
False alarm.
Hey. Have you had any full-on, like, confirmed COVID cases over the last, since the beginning? Has there been? You had confirmed COVID at one point, right?
I had it earlier this year.
Okay. That was probably 3.0. That was all right?
Yeah, so I had the antibodies, and now I was kind of amped because if I did have it, I mean, I'm not amped that I had COVID, but if I did have it, then
so you mean to own the libs?
You know, I would have had the antibodies to cover me all the way up until what? August?
Easy. I mean, it would have been the most lit July 4th. The most lit July 4th. It's like there is nothing to be concerned about. Although monkeypox is running wild now.
Yeah, but it's like, all right, well, I don't have COVID, but now I can get it next week. I can get it tomorrow. Who knows? I'm not safe.
That's a bummer.
I have to get COVID to be safe.
I see exactly. Well, best of luck to you. Best of luck to you out there. Hot Dog, I will tell you, with everything there is to watch, you know, at some point, I had to turn off the January 6th show last night because there is other great programming being produced to watch.
Number 1 on cable.
You know, of course, it's on every channel. Wow, why wouldn't we meet at prime time on a Thursday night? That's when the committee meets. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Must-see TV.
I need to know.
No, you know what I got to finally watch?
What?
I got to watch, and I wish that I'd gotten the full theatrical experience on this one, and I will admit that I didn't get the theater thing. I watched it because it's streaming on the cock. You know I stay on the cock. I mean, I was on multiple times this week. Saturday night on the In Your House pre-show, Wednesday on the bump, on the cock. I stay on it. I'm on there all the time.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
But I guess that NBC Universal is sending their movies real quick after theatrical release to Peacock, right? It's one of those things where they were like, well, we can't just keep giving away movies for free. We're spending millions of dollars to make them. But people are still getting very picky about what movies they go to see. For instance, Morbius. People decided not to see that twice.
Oh, they got so excited when the memes came in.
They were like, don't worry. All press is good press. All those internet kids will buy movie tickets now. No, we're still not doing that. Nope. That was the whole meme. I get part of the fun of the meme was that nobody was seeing the movie, right? If everybody starts seeing the movie, then the meme's not fun anymore. Well, regardless.
The meme was people would make up parts of the movie that didn't happen because there was no way to dispute what did or didn't happen because no one saw the movie.
It was literally impossible to verify any of these memes. Nobody could do it. All you could do was take them at face value. And so then the Marvel or whatever, it wasn't Marvel, I guess. What studio made it? Sony?
Yeah, it was Sony.
Sony decided, whoa, how about we give you the option to verify some of these Morbius memes? And everybody was like, no, we'll just, no. Because they don't, who wants to know that the meme's not real, right? That's like saying, do you want confirmation on Santa Claus? No, thank you. Do you want confirmation on whether or not they actually use the phrase "it's Morbin time" in the film Morbius? Yes. No, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'm like Mario Winans.
If you go to any Twitter thread where someone says it's Morbin time or any subreddit, there's always a bunch of comments going like, no, but really, did they say it's Morbin time?
And nobody knows. Nobody knows,
no one knows
for sure. Do you see even Jared Leto got in on it? Like he posted a video of himself reading a script and then pretended to hide it, but they saw the cover of it said Morbius 2, it's Morbin time.
I love that.
Yeah, so God bless him. But no, Morbius was never on my list. I didn't the only interest in Morbius I ever got was in the memes, which I think, a lot of people did. They found that out the hard way. But no, it was the movie Ambulance. I wanted to see
Ambulance?
Michael Bay's Ambulance so bad from the minute I saw the trailer. Look at how serious all these people's faces are. Look at how much they've got on their minds. And you've got police cars, you got an ambulance, you have helicopters, you got a cityscape. Oh, and look at the top. The tagline. It was supposed to be a simple heist. I mean, this sounds right up my alley. This is basically like, hey, Michael Bay, we don't really have a script, but would you just like to do all the things that you do in movies? And Michael Bay was like, yeah, can I get Jake Gyllenhaal? That's what the movie looked like, and I wanted to confirm it. It does say that there is a person who wrote the screenplay to this movie, and based solely on the trailer and the poster, I assumed there was no screenplay, that it was just storyboarded, and then Michael Bay went out and did his thing.
Just wing it.
But luckily, it didn't take long. Ambulance ended up on Peacock. I'm already subscribed to Peacock. I got the ad-free version.
Oh,
so yeah.
Does that come with the VIP perks of being on Peacock? You get the ad-free.
No, I paid for the ad free. I wish I could tell you that was one of the perks. No, the folks at the Bump didn't give me any passwords. No, I was trying to get Ryan Popola's password. He wouldn't give it to me. but I saw it was there, and I was like, yeah, we're doing this. We're gonna bite the bullet. And we're gonna do this because I gotta know. And let me tell you something. First of all, I was like, this probably won't take long. I checked the runtime. 2 hours and 16 minutes. 136 minutes.
Out.
I go, no, you can't. There must be more to the movie than that, right? So the plot of the movie is that a veteran, somebody who's just back from, I would assume, Afghanistan.
Vietnam.
No, it wasn't a Vietnam vet. He was a younger man. He was coming home. He has a young family. He's got a wife. He's got a baby. And he can't get the insurance money he needs for the experimental treatment that his wife is looking for. His wife needs experimental treatment for her ailment, and it's going to cost him $231,000. And I tell you, hot dog, this guy can't even get an operator on the phone from the insurance company. The way they treat him, and he says, it's a point of embarrassment. You don't want to bring it up. It's like if you're like a famous guy like me, you don't want to get to the place where you go, do you know who I am? But sometimes you got to pull it out, A lot of times I have pulled it out. Do you know who I am? And they go, no. And then I tell them.
To me all the time.
Right. You pull up a thumbnail. I'm Hot Dog. You might have seen me on Peacock. I get it. You got to do it sometimes. And that's what the veteran's name is, Will Sharp. Will Sharp. And he goes, I fought for this country. And it's like, why don't we treat our veterans? But he can't. And so he's got to go to his adopted brother, Jake Gyllenhaal. See, these two gentlemen on the screen right here, different ethnicities, still brothers. That's a little lesson. I'll bet you looked at that and said, well, I'll tell you, those two aren't family. They are You're racist for thinking that. They're adopted brothers. You didn't see? Adopted brothers, hot dog. And that does...
A brother from a different mother?
Yeah, well, yes. Yeah, we don't meet their mothers. But yes, one can assume that they are indeed brothers from different mothers, but not in the colloquial sense. Like, oh, you're my brother from a different mother. No, literally, we have paperwork. We grew up together. We're actually brothers. So he goes to his adopted brother and Jake Gyllenhaal, and he's like, really, he's looking for a loan. You know, he's just trying to get the 231K to get his wife this operation. And Jake Gyllenhaal goes, well, what if I could get you just one more job? And you're like, already. And oh, by the way, all this that I'm setting up for you, first 5 minutes. First 5 minutes. We've already got the, but I fought for this country. Like, it's one of those things where, he's having trouble paying for his wife's operation. And a lot of movies would leave it up to you, the audience, to go like, I didn't even think of this, but he fought for our country. Once I analyzed it, I realized, like, we really should be treating these people better. No. In a movie like this, in the first 2 minutes, he flat out says, I am a veteran. I fought for this country. I'm having difficulty getting medical insurance. This is bad. And you go, got it. Okay, understood.
What else can we pile on to make him get some sympathy from us?
Wow. What if I told you that he can't? He's not going to give him the loan. He's got one more job though. One more job, and then we're out. And this guy, it's like, of all the, look, we're going to watch him do a bad thing, but just so you know, he's a good guy. Like, they spend the whole movie hammering it home. Just so you know, he's a good guy. He's just doing a bad thing.
I'm not a bad man. I just got to do bad things sometimes.
There's literally a scene in the movie where he goes, we're the bad guys. And Jake Gyllenhaal goes, we're not the bad guys. We're just the guys trying to get home. And it's just like, yes. You know how they say, like, some movies are an escape from reality?
Uh-huh.
Like, if you spend, like, this is a turn your brain off and then pick it up because it's melted after type of enjoyment. It's fast food. It's, no critiquing allowed. That would never happen because get out.
It doesn't even sound like it's fast food. It sounds like it's just spoon-fed mush.
You know what it is? It's the food from the 7-Eleven.
Okay.
It's like the taquitos that are rolling that have probably been there, all day or probably 2 weeks at this point. And you go, like, if you buy food at 7-Eleven, right? And you get a meal. I'm going to get my meal at the 7-Eleven. And then you go, this food is disgusting. I'm like, you're complaining? You bought your food at the 7-Eleven. It's not
this is
5-star cuisine. Like this, it's calories. It's calories. That's it. It's sustenance. That's all. Right? So the idea that, like, and I feel like you do have to contextualize things sometimes. Now, what it makes up for in that, what it loses in that, it makes up for in big chases and giant explosions. Because let me tell you something.
Oh, it's a Michael Bay movie.
Not only is there one ambulance, there's like half a dozen ambulances. There's a
they undersold that shit, huh?
At one point, in order to avoid the police, they get a whole fleet of ambulances, so the police get confused as to which ambulance is which.
So you think Michael Bay was like, we're gonna underdeliver and underpromise, overdeliver, because it says ambulance,
not ambulances.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
right.
So I would have seen that and I'd be like, holy shit, there's more than one.
So he goes, we got this one more job, but you're going to make millions of dollars, not just $231,000. And the guy goes, yeah, okay. All right, we'll do it. And it's real quick. I mean, within 28 minutes, I think I clocked it as, we're at the heist and almost done with the heist. And it's 2 hours and 16 minutes. This easily, we could have put a bow on this. Honestly, I would say 90, but probably an hour 15. We could have done a hot 75 minutes on this movie, and I think gotten just as much out of it.
This could have been a 30-minute TV episode.
Well, there's that.
With breaks.
There is that show, 911 on Fox. It's like that. It's an hour. It's an hour. Now, that show's great, too. I love that show. I think it's great.
At some point, as the veteran, as Jake Gyllenhaal, are you in the money business or are you in the ambulance business?
No, he doesn't ask him. But Michael Bay is listening to this right now, going, "Shit, that's great. Line. That's great." Yeah, no, but there is a point where, all the bank robbers are getting on the bank elevator, and they've got their like bank robber masks on and stuff covering their face, and there's real dramatic music, boom, 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 and the elevator door starts to close, and then an old lady's cane stops the door from closing, and this old lady with a COVID mask comes on, and it's like this wacky, like these bank robbers just look at each other and they go, "Eh."
That was there for the laugh.
Yeah.
Ha ha.
Plenty of stuff there for the lulls. So yeah, they go and what happened was we meet the EMTs, and it really is great. We spent a little time with the EMTs, we spent a little time with the police, we spent a little time with the robbers, and we watch how their worlds intertwine together, that maybe we're all far more connected than we ever realized. It really is sensational. It's incredible the way this stuff happens. They end up in the ambulance because they go in like a UPS, like a delivery type truck. But that truck ends up becoming not usable because it gets stopped by the cops. And on their way out, there's like a guy in there who's kind of there. He's like got a brightly colored jacket on and is stealing jewelry from safety deposit boxes instead of just cash. It's like, "Hey, what are you doing, you wacko?"
Such a old school heist.
Yeah. He ends up like leaving, he's shooting, and the guy who's driving the getaway truck goes, "Oh no," runs him over by mistake, basically cuts him in half. It gets real gory at points. It gets real gory, and I like that.
Yeah.
You can pretty much, you could fast forward through the whole middle part of the movie. Like there's probably a solid 50 minutes that you can,
50 minutes of padding?
Yeah, you could probably skip about 50 and not actually have trouble with anything.
Anyone ever tells me, you watch this, oh, by the way, you could probably skip an hour of it in the middle.
I'm saying you could. You might not want to. You could. At one point, luckily, so like, they're driving in the ambulance. They're getting away from the cops. The cops are chasing them. The brother, I think he either owns or works for this like auto body shop. And you know who the guy is who helps him customize cars?
Who that?
Wale.
Wale?
Let me tell you something. Wale is probably the best actor in the movie. I think Wale does a better job than Jake Gyllenhaal. Wale's fantastic in this movie. I thought he was just in for a quick cameo working at the front of the store in the beginning of the movie. But oh no. Have you ever heard like the loaded gun theory? That if you show a loaded gun in the beginning of a movie, that sometime before the end, somebody is going to shoot that gun. The loaded gun.
Isn't that called something else, like Chekhov something?
Maybe. You can look it up if you want to. There might be a more official title for it. But that's actually now being reworked as the Wale theory. That if Wale pops up in a random cameo towards the beginning of this movie, you best believe that we have not seen the last of Wale in this film. Because go ahead. Yeah. Because, they realize like everybody's after this ambulance, right? So what they do to distract the cops, and so the cops don't chase their ambulances, they get a bunch of dummy ambulances that are going to leave at the same time. And then Wale comes and he paints the real ambulance green. But it's not a good job. It's very like, last minute rush. It's, it's one coat. It's awful. But Wale is there painting it green. Then Wale drives one of the ambulances to distract police. And when the police pull him over and they get him out of the car, they're like, "Why are you in the ambulance?" And Wale is like, "I'm having an episode, man. I don't know what's going on." And he's great. He's hilarious. He's one of my favorite parts of this movie. And I love this movie.
So Wale... This is his Oscar moment here. You're telling me?
I'm going to tell you right now, if the movie Crash and the movie Green Book both won Best Picture, there's no reason Ambulance can't be in the discussion.
Just skip the hour in the middle and you'll be set.
I'm not saying you should skip the hour in the middle. I'm saying you can. I'm saying like if you're like 2 hours and 16 minutes, I got, an hour 20 before I have to go out. I'll go, okay, well, just skip around. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Watch it.
What if I went, Sam? I want to watch this, but I only got 20 minutes.
I mean,
I just got 20 minutes.
You could do it in 20. You could, I mean, you get it. You don't, here's the thing. You don't need to watch the end. You don't, like, there's no shock as to what is going to happen in the end. Like, in the end, Jake Gyllenhaal makes it all the way through the movie, but he doesn't quite survive because he's a bad guy. You know, he's a bank robber.
He's not a bad guy. He just has to do
He's
bad
just
things.
a guy who's trying to go home. And, you know, the EMT who's stuck in the ambulance the whole time is the hero of the day. The cop that's with them survives. And Will Sharp, who, he participated in this whole thing. He was firing the gun and everything. But they shot a cop in the beginning of the heist. He works very hard to get him back. Gives his blood to give to the cop because the cop is losing blood. So at the end of the movie, I mean, he gets all the redemption. Like every way that you've ever seen a character get redemption in an action movie, all of it goes to him.
He's the catalyst of this whole thing.
He is. But he gets all the redemption, you know? Like he's laying there, he mouths, he looks at his wife is looking down at him going, not this way. And he mouths to her, I'm sorry. And she mouths back, I love you. And it's just like, oh, good. So they're good. And then at the very end, the cop wakes up and it's like, Will Sharp is fucked, right? That's what you're thinking because he did all this. And then he's talking to one of the investigators and he points to a picture of Will Sharp and he goes, he's the one that saved my life. And you're like, oh, okay.
All right. So we'll drop all charges.
Well,
that's how that works.
As a reward, Will Sharp, here is $231,000. If you need it for your wife's surgery, go ahead and use it.
Does he keep the money?
No, he doesn't get to keep the money. He doesn't get to keep.
Does his wife die?
No, his wife's fine. Maybe I missed a part where she got the surgery or something, but I don't think so because his wife is totally fine at the end. I'm hopefully she does get the surgery at some point, but no, his wife was fine. In the middle part, which you could skip because it's like, I mean, there's so many. It's like, you know how usually a movie goes like, you know, boom, and then it goes, there's the arc here, and then boom. There's like multiple arcs in this thing. Like, they didn't.
Can't they ever make a movie that doesn't have like a shitty pee break in the middle of it or that's 20 minutes long, 30 minutes long?
Well, there's this like middle story where Jake Gyllenhaal is like, oh, I know how we'll get away from the cops. Let me call my dad's old gang friends, and I'll get his gang friends to help us. But unfortunately...
Gangsters?
Right. Unfortunately, Poppy sends, his gang out there. But Poppy's son gets killed. Poppy's son dies. And then now Will Sharp and Jake Gyllenhaal are in trouble with the gang. Not only do they have all this cash, but after the gang helps them... It's like, the son died and everything. So now they've got this whole like mini movie inside the movie where it's Jake Gyllenhaal and Will Sharp. And they have to shoot their way out of a warehouse of a full gang. Not just a couple.
Look how they massacred my boy.
Well, yeah. Well, it's Poppy. So it's like a Hispanic guy. Oh, Beto. But they do end up getting out of the warehouse, which... in the warehouse is the whole gang. But a
whole gang's in the warehouse. We're just chilling in the warehouse. going to tell you, Sam, this sounds like a made-for-Peacock movie.
It was in theaters. It had a theatrical release.
Yeah, and it went straight to Peacock afterwards.
Look, do you like shootouts?
Yeah.
Car chases?
Yeah.
Jumping ambulances?
One or more?
Multiple.
Yeah.
Helicopters?
Sure.
Heists.
I love it.
Bank robberies.
Yeah, you could throw that in there.
Gang fighting.
Oh, fucking love that. Spanish.
Love Spanish gang fighting. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Narcos. Love story.
I'm a sap.
Yeah. Redemption.
I can get behind that.
Ambulance is the movie for you then.
Fuck. Okay.
It's got it all. It's amazing how a movie can have it all and literally nothing. That's Ambulance. Ambulance has it's like if you saw a cake with the most beautiful icing and all the sprinkles and everything in the world. And you went, what kind of cake is there? And then they went, oh, there's nothing under the icing. There is no cake.
It's hollow.
Yeah. It's like, oh man, this fried chicken breading is great. I wonder how the chicken is. No, it's just the breading. Yeah, no, there is no succulent chicken breast in there. It was great. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I recommend it. Spend some time this weekend with it. It's awesome.
There you go. There's the Not Sam movie review.
Seal of approval, baby. I'll tell you what I'm not looking forward to. I got some real bad news. I found out this week. Sydney Prescott herself, Neve Campbell, tweeted out that she was not, as of now, returning for Scream 6. Scream 6 is in production. The same guys who wrote Scream 5 are writing Scream 6. Scream 5 was incredible, so I could only expect great things for Scream 6. First, they tell me, though, Scream 6 is not going to take place in Woodsboro. Not going to take place in Woodsboro. I don't like the sound of that at all. Scream 3 did not take place in Woodsboro. Scream 3 is the worst Scream of the series. It's not good.
Location.
I mean, Scream is Woodsboro. We need to be in Wood, but it's like, okay, if you can get yourself out of Woodsboro, you can write creatively around it, that's fine. Neve Campbell tweeted out that she would not be back for Scream 6. And the reason that Sydney Prescott would not be a part of Scream 6 is financial. And I said, you mean to tell me that these punks making Scream 6 aren't giving Sydney Prescott her money? You give Neve Campbell her money. You pay that woman, and you pay her handsomely. I am not, well, I'm not going to say I'm not interested, but I'm terribly concerned about a Scream movie that is not in Woodsboro and doesn't have Sydney Prescott. The thing about the Scream franchise is that it's not there are no throwaway movies in the Scream franchise. All these other horror franchises, you could basically at this point do whatever you want. All of them get ruined so quickly that it doesn't matter. This is different than not having Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween. It's better to have Jamie Lee Curtis involved in Halloween, but if you don't, there have been so many absurd Halloween movies that it doesn't matter. This is like not having Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th. And we all remember, Hot Dog.
Yeah, I remember.
We all remember when they had the fake Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th. It sucked.
I mean, that's subjective, isn't it?
No, it isn't. Obviously the original Friday the 13th, but starting with part 2, Jason Voorhees is the killer. There's one Friday the 13th movie where they go whodunit style, and they just have one of the characters dressed up as Jason Voorhees. It's the worst one. Why? No Jason. Scream 6, Scream without Sydney Prescott. Hello, Sydney. The fuck out of here. I mean,
Roy Burns? You didn't like Roy Burns?
We've had this conversation, Hot Dog. You can go back to the Sam Roberts Now where we looked at every single Friday the 13th. Roy was not the guy. Roy couldn't get the job done, okay? You know what happened after the Roy movie? They brought back Jason Voorhees. They had to. What are you going to tell me next? We're going to do Scream with no Ghostface? Come on. Pay Sydney Prescott her money. Whatever she wants, pay her. She deserves it.
Doesn't it suck when a good franchise or show or whatever gets dips in quality because of something that happened behind the scenes. It wasn't creative.
Yeah.
It was because we lost this person, whatever. It's like, it's so avoidable.
It's avoidable. Just pay the lady. Just pay the lady. And you go like this. Well, it's going to be concentrating on the new cast anyway. Yes, it will be concentrating on the new cast. And I love the new cast. I thought the new cast was great. However, the thing about Scream is it all goes back to Sydney always. It always goes back to the beginning. And I don't want to hear any of this bullshit. She's dead, but technically it goes back to the beginning. No. And I'll tell you who else is in a pickle now. Courtney Cox. What the hell is Courtney Cox going to do? At the end of Scream 6, at the end of Scream 5, all that we're left with, spoiler alert, is Sidney Prescott and Gale Weathers. They kill Dewey, hot dog. It's been long enough. It's on streaming. It's on Paramount Plus. It's on Apple. You could have watched it by now. They kill Dewey in Scream 5.
Yes.
So you don't have to worry about David Arquette, right? But I would imagine Sidney Prescott and Gale Weathers are probably making comparable money, right? So either Courtney Cox is not in the movie, which, again, to not have Sidney Prescott or Gale Weathers, it's like, come on, dude. Or Gale Weathers is in the movie. And then we know one of two things. Either she politicked and got more money than Sidney Prescott, which I'm not happy about, or she's working for peanuts, and that's a bummer too. I don't want to know that. Now that Sidney Prescott has told us she's not in the movie because they only pay dirt. If Courtney Cox is in the movie, we know she got paid dirt. That sucks for her.
No, I think Courtney Cox is kind of hauling some cash in.
You think Courtney Cox is worth more in a Scream movie than Neve Campbell?
I'm just talking about name-wise.
Neve Campbell, Scream. I'm not talking about the Friends reunion. Let me tell you something. On the Friends reunion, Neve Campbell would have gotten $3, okay? And she would have been happy to get that. I understand that. We all have our values in different contexts, okay? I understand. What's that to say? Lisa Kudrow? Is she also worth more than Neve Campbell in a Scream movie? I don't think so. Not in a Scream movie. And I love Lisa Kudrow.
Well, there's some things that have a higher priority than others.
Gale Weathers has a higher priority than Sidney Prescott? Bite your tongue.
Okay, well, how about this example? How about
Go ahead.
The Not Sam Network?
Right.
Who's more important?
Right.
Let's say if you had to ask people who's more important to the Not Sam brand.
Go ahead.
Sam Roberts or The Rock?
That's a great question. That's a great question. So what you're saying is you think that The Rock could command a higher salary from Not Sam than I could to appear on Sam Roberts Now.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it would be an acceptable. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree that The Rock is probably more valuable.
But I would say this. I would say that there is a larger discrepancy, generally speaking, between Sam Roberts and The Rock than there is in 2022 between Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox.
Sure. And that's when you get into the nuance of it. But there's precedent. There's precedent with the Sam Roberts Rock case.
First of all, it's not president. It's
precedent.
Precedent.
That's what I said.
No, you didn't. You said there is president, which is
it's there. It's
ignorant of you.
It's ignorant, but it's there.
No, I understand where you're coming from. However, I will refuse to believe that Courtney Cox is more valuable on a Scream movie poster than Neve Campbell is.
Not even being a Scream fan like you are, Sam. Absolutely, that's true.
Okay, that's all I'm saying then. I don't know why.
No, absolutely. Courtney Cox is more important.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the hell out of here.
On a poster.
Leave.
We compare it to wrestling stuff too. The casuals are going to see the poster and they're going to be, Courtney Cox.
Listen. This is the one area in life where Neve Campbell is worth more money than Courtney Cox, okay? I understand. Courtney Cox is getting her Walk of Fame star. I don't know why you turn this into a shade Neve Campbell conversation, because it shouldn't be that.
Because you're being a mark.
What?
Being a mark, Sam.
A Scream mark?
You are. You got to look at the business.
Do you think you think I would have gotten fired if I was in the room going like, Neve Campbell is worth more to this movie than Courtney Cox? Get him out of here. Just get him out.
Get this goddamn Mark out of here. Where's Courtney?
No, absolutely not. I refuse to believe it. No, Mark. No. Courtney Cox is not an A-lister in 2022 anymore. We're not. Friends is over. And do you think David Schwimmer is worth more to a picture than Neve Campbell?
No, David Schwimmer hasn't done shit.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Wow. I mean, you're not wrong, but
you know what? If they said we're gonna get rid of her and we're gonna bring in Jennifer Aniston, I'd be like, business-wise, that makes a lot of sense.
Sidney Prescott played by Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
Oh. Can you imagine if they did that just to get the Friends crowd to show up? They were like,
and they would.
They're going, Neve Campbell's out of the picture? And they're like, yeah, she is. Do we got Courtney? Yeah. Hire Jennifer Aniston. Have Jennifer play. And they're like, Jennifer Aniston is Sidney Prescott? They're like, yeah, people will just show up to see Courtney Cox and Jennifer Aniston on screen together.
The Friends reunion.
Look,
Scream 6.
That's where it's like, will it destroy the franchise forever? Yes. Will people buy tickets? Also, yes. So what's the play here? So you wouldn't give Neve Campbell her money?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you're
it's
arguing
the one
that
place
Cox,
where she should be able to get her money.
Sure, but if you're arguing that Courtney Cox should not be getting more money than her, I mean, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
How bummed would you be if you were like, Sam, I'd like a fair wage. And I was like, no, instead I'll be giving the money to, I'm trying to think of what's a good comparison. That it's
Alex
like
Media.
Exactly. Yes. If I was like, no, I'm getting Schultz's hot dog instead of my hot dog, and he will be getting your spot. It's like, you'd be like, the Notsam faithful don't know who Alex Media is. They don't, no, they need hot dog on here. They'll get used to it. They'll be fine.
No, I would agree with you. I'd be like, this makes sense. You give me whatever cut you need to give me because I am trying to better this brand.
I think it's horseshit, personally.
You're a mark. It's fine. It's fine.
Speaking of marks, how about this guy? How about the there are hot dogs lurking everywhere. I don't know if you guys
Why am I being compared to this man? I don't understand it.
It sounds like I'm not the first person who's compared you to this man.
Someone else compared me to him as well.
That's a bummer. So I guess I don't know who this guy is, but he's one of the top man on the street reporters of all time. Talk about stepping in shit. I mean, this in the best possible way. This guy found something wonderful and it's just like, yeah, I'll go with it. It's kind of like when you're sitting there talking to people about phones and somebody just keeps saying Apple phone 5 and you're like, well, I guess I'll get a few million views off of this. This gentleman was just doing man on the street interviews about the Yankees. He was just there to talk about the Yankees, and he tripped and fell into this pile of gold.
If the Yankees were going to win a World Series, but you had to give each other a hall pass, would you do it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, why do
Who does she have to? Who does she have
So
to?
you can pick anyone who you want. Who would you pick?
Anyone in the world? My ex-boyfriend.
Oh my God. Oh no.
Shit. Who would you pick?
You.
By the way, this is the moment, right? This is the moment right there.
That's when he knows.
That's when he's like, whoops. That's when he's like, what did I just stumble onto? My ex-boyfriend? That's a terrible answer. But what's worse?
I don't know if I would cry on site. I don't know what I would, or just be filled with rage.
Well, that's the question, right? Well, listen to what this guy decided to go with. Listen to what this guy's fight or flight kicks in right here when he answers.
Who would you pick?
You.
Oh. I'm sorry. Why the ex-boyfriend?
We're gonna fight about this.
Why the ex-boyfriend? He's gone. You can tell me.
He was a good lover.
Oh no!
Wow.
That's the worst. That's the worst. He was a good lover, she says. Why the ex-boyfriend? He was a good lover. You know what that means, right?
Why double down on it when you already saw his reaction?
You know what it means when someone says he was a good lover?
He's a better fuck than you.
It means he's a big penis. That's what that means. It means bigger. A bigger one.
And you gotta assume, if you're around long enough and you're single, that the girlfriend that you're with you're probably not the best person she's been with, right? Maybe statistically.
No.
But you don't want to fucking hear it.
Look, you can tell a lot. I feel like this is like a Rorschach ink blot test for people's personalities. My new favorite thing, and maybe I should just start doing that. Maybe I should just start having people on this show and asking them what they think of that. Because my new favorite thing is figuring out, there's so much to take away from that video. Figuring out what part people stick to tells me where their insecurities are, tells me where their maybe inadequacies are, tells me all kinds of stuff about them. I make judgments on people immediately. You should have seen me, by the way, because that came out over the weekend. I was like, the things that came out of the mouth of Wade Barrett when I showed him that video.
Oh, did you?
Let me tell you something. Wade Barrett is all man. There are no inadequacies on him because Wade Barrett had some commentary on that dude. However, I will leave that between us.
Solid British,
just
rough
that
voice,
that bassy British voice talking about this dude. It was not a good scene. Great for me, but hot dog. What was your takeaway from that interaction?
I think he made a long-term play by. I think he looks like a cuck to you because you're not looking at what he is thinking, which is, I'm going to make this girl look like shit. Like, okay, she just said this fucking thing, so I'm not going to double down on it on camera and say, oh, I'm going to fuck your sister. I'm going to fuck that. I'm going to look like an innocent asshole or a gullible or whatever, just so everyone else can be, look at this mean-spirited, awful bitch, and like, oh, sure, he may be a cuck or whatever, even if he's not a cuck. I think it was a smart move because it gives more sympathy to him and more hatred to her.
I'm trying to crawl under my desk. That is the worst take I have heard on this video. That of all the takes that I've heard on this video, that is the worst. You are supportive of this guy and thinking, what a smart dude. That guy rules. I don't think it was the smartest thing to do. I think that's what he was thinking. I think he was thinking, I'm going to try to look innocent in this and say, of course you. And then afterwards, who knows if he fucking laid it into her. Dude, I think he laid it into her afterwards. He's never laid it into her, ever. Not well. Ever. He has never laid it into her. He didn't lay it into her. No, he didn't. I want to hope. Maybe I just want to hope. I love you. No. That was rough. I think that was your play. I think that was a play. Here's what I think. First thing that I think, she doesn't respect him whatsoever. Like, she has literally no respect for him. She's definitely cheated on him. And yeah. Yes, she has. Yes, she has. And if she hasn't, it's just because of circumstance. She will. Yeah. And if she has, she will again. You know, she's been at a bar and you're like, I would fuck you, but I have my boyfriend. Because here's the thing. That when people treat people like that, like the fact that she has no respect for him, he probably hasn't done anything to deserve her respect. Like, he has a responsibility in that as well. Like, you don't have to be an asshole, but you do have to stand up for yourself a little bit. Because the worst part of that clip is not that she just completely rips his balls off and shows them to the internet and goes, look how little these things are, haha, and throws them. The worst part about the whole thing is that he then grabs the mic and goes, I'm glad you did that. Thank you, my love. When he says you, it is one of the worst things that I've ever heard in my life. And I find the major flaw to be with him. The fact that he just is so insecure and clingy. He's so afraid. He so needs to remind her every minute that he's got. Yeah, I love you. I love you. You're happy, right? You're happy, right? Oh, it's disgusting. It's revolting.
Yeah. It's like she's with him, but she's just with him to say that she's with him.
She feels bad, dude. She feels too sorry for him. They're not meant to be. And she feels sorry for him. And he's a pretty good looking dude. He's in shape. He's got product in his hair. Not this guy. Although this guy good. Look at him. He looks like goddamn Ryan Felipe. He's got cool sunglasses. A little stain on the shirt, but that never hurt anybody.
Out a hot dog after the game or during the game. They're just leaving Yankee Stadium, I'm guessing, you know?
This is the guy who you should worry is going to steal your girlfriend. Not the guy that you sit there and you realize, like, oh, man, I could steal this guy's girlfriend if I wanted to. You know, like, I'm not going to because I'm a decent person, but I really think I could do this if I put any kind of effort in.
Yeah, that's the guy. If you hit on his girl at the bar,
yeah,
because hey, he tries to grab her. Hey, honey, let's go.
He was dumb, huh?
Out of here.
He was. What? That guy was stupid, huh? That guy was lame, huh? Like, yeah, yeah. Anyway, I'm tired. Why don't you just drop me off early? No, you don't have to come over. Okay, you're just gonna stay home, right? Has that ever happened to you? Oh, just drop me off. No, I don't feel like hanging out tonight.
I've seen that guy at parties.
Yeah,
I've seen that guy at parties with friends of mine. Where, the guy is like, the girl is talking to one of my friends, and then the boyfriend is right there, and she tells my other friend, "Hey, just here's my Instagram. Hit me up." You know?
Yeah, I mean,
and it's like,
there's one correct answer. One. Just real quick. What about you? What would your hall pass be? Her mom. Her mom is the answer. He gets all his pride back. If he goes on the internet, she can have sex with her ex-boyfriend all she wants. I'm going to have sex with her mother.
Big dicked ex-boyfriend.
Big deal. I'm going to have sex with her mom. You know, like that's because think about it this way, right? If you're like, yeah, my girl broke up with me. Why'd she break up with you? She cheated on me with her ex and then broke up with me. It's like, oh, you're pathetic, right? But hot dog, if you told me your girl broke up with you because she cheated on you with her ex and then you had sex with her mom, I'd be like, you're the fucking man, dude.
But if he answers your mom, he's not going to actually have sex with her mom.
He's a good-looking dude, man. He's a good-looking guy. I think Ryan Felipe could have sex with her mom if he put his mind to it.
No, it's not as good because he's not fucking her mom, but she might be fucking the ex. There's one that's more plausible than the other, a hella more. So maybe in that situation, the camera's on, so you're like, in your head, I'm like, I'm going to act like a saint here, just so wherever this goes out, the people can just pile on the hatred and be like, look at this fucking bitch.
Yeah, I'm going to, that's a great philosophy. Right? Because I want the internet to know that my girlfriend is mean and I'm completely bitch made. That's what I would really like to get that image out there. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. There's some holes in that theory of mine.
It doesn't stand the test of. Yeah, it doesn't hold water. It does not hold water. No, you say I'm gonna have sex with her mom. You know what? Here's the answer.
Her friend.
Who would your hall pass be? I go like her mom again. There it is. Boom. You know what that implies? He's already had sex with her mom once. Look, that guy.
Choose someone.
Here's what I'm saying. If that guy ever wants to have his girlfriend's respect, he's got to have sex with her mom. He has to.
I think he has to have sex with her best friend.
That's your move?
That hurts more than the mom.
Are you sure? Because you could stop being friends with your best friend, but for the rest of your life, you won't leave your significant other in the room with your mom because your mom has a history of having sex with them.
Yeah, well, her mom might not fuck him, but her best friend might.
You think you could hook up with the best friend more than you could hook up with the mom? A lot of moms are horny.
Yeah.
A lot of moms don't have best friends. A lot of times have a lot of different options, a lot of different choices. This dude is a stud and doesn't even know it. Okay. How many moms are getting hit on by guys that look like this? Not many. Not many. If you got a horny mom, There could be trouble there.
How about your dad?
I'm going to have sex with their dad. Yeah. She's got a gay dad. I'm going to have sex with him.
I'm going to turn him gay.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of that, real quick, did you see, I don't even know if we should have time to play it, really. Did you see what Postmates did for Pride?
No.
They aired a commercial. Watch. Here's the commercial.
What are you eating this Pride? Well, if you're a top, it seems like you can eat whatever you want. But if you're a bottom, you're expected to starve? Not this Pride. Introducing the bottom-friendly menu from Postmates.
This is real. It's from Postmates.
We teamed up with Dr. Evan
Twitter or
Goldstein
whatever.
from Bespoke Surgical to bring you a menu of bottom-friendly foods backed by science. Insoluble fiber won't help you feel...
I waited to see if there was like a, oh, this is what we really meant? Postmates is doing a bottom-friendly menu for Pride Month, so people don't defecate on their partners during anal sex. Like it's literally, see, like they're like, don't eat these beans. We've got a menu with no beans on it, and then they go through. They're like, all these foods that Sam eats, those make you shit yourself, so don't eat those. But here are some great foods that you can eat. And when you have consensual anal sex, you won't defecate on your partner. See?
It's very strange.
It's a really, really strange way to go.
If I gotta say, this definitely didn't come from a straight man, or like or
that's a good point.
This came from someone who knows.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And I probably are, like, if that's your thing, I could see it being very useful.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Oh, I can eat that? Because you probably are, right? Like, you know, if you think you're going to have a night of passion, you probably are being very considerate about your diet because you don't want to be embarrassed, especially if it's the first time with somebody. So the fact that, you know, you can go on Postmates and be like, none of these foods will make me shit my pants? Wow, I can have a nice meal.
This was someone at the someone at the pitch. What are we doing for Pride Month? And then someone who has a history of this was like, guys, we need to give this info out there.
You know, we don't even have a don't shit yourself menu. And you're like, what? And it could be sexy, right? Like maybe you're with somebody and you're going like, why don't I order from the bottoms menu? And he's like, okay, all right. And, you know, you realize, you know, it's like the new Netflix and chill. Like, why don't you come back to my place and have Netflix? And you're like, and watch Netflix. And you're like, oh, okay, I know what you're saying. Now it's like, yo, you want to come over and get Postmates? Yes, I do.
Yeah. What's on the menu?
Yes, I'm checking this box. Certainly not fried foods. Okay. I see.
I'm not mad at it because this definitely seems like it was a specifically catered thing from someone who knows what they're talking about.
Right. Like this, like, yeah, because when you think about it, you're like, I never considered this as an issue, but it probably is. I see how it could be a huge issue. Let's bring awareness to it.
There's not enough awareness for it.
Don't shit the bed during sex menu. Good for Postmates. All right. If you want to participate in the show tonight, then go ahead and send in a super chat. Every super chat will be acknowledged here on Sam Roberts Now. So if there's something that you want to contribute to the show, go ahead and super chat it in, and we'll see what we've got. Six Crow drops a little something that says it's for the new watch fund. Thank you very much. It looks like I'm going to need that sooner than later.
Oh, boss.
Gonna have to make a trip to Florida to the watch store pretty soon.
A watch store.
Oh yeah. Monkey U. To be fair, we were busy that weekend, so we couldn't see Morbius. That's why we need to re-release the movie back in theaters for a third time. Did you see that there is now a petition to put it in theaters for a third time?
Hey, I didn't know it was in theaters the second time. So I missed it.
You missed it?
I did miss it. I didn't know.
Let's get it back in theaters then. Let's go. How great was it to see it bomb twice?
My favorite memes or where they the format where they go like, let's go somewhere where there's no one around, and then they go into a Morbius screen.
I wish they would re-release it every 3 months, and there's not one weekend that it does well. Kevin Lumford, Ambulance is just a mashup of John Q and Armored. I've never seen Armored, but I would. It sounds like a movie I would enjoy, and I love John Q. So no Denzel in this one, but they do have Wale, so still good.
Just as good.
And then he says Chip was hired to punch up the Ambulance script. I wouldn't be shocked at this point. Grim Reaper, happy lonely Friday, Sydney or bust. Come on, man. Come on, man. JD Straight Shot, hi guys, first time, long time. I'm not. With the return of Red Bar, do you think Count Kumia will have to move his coffin out of fear from being staked? I'll hang up now and listen. I don't know. I didn't know Red Bar was back. That's interesting. Kevin Lumford, does Neve Campbell not have a Hulk Hogan clause in the Scream contract? I heard that's what happened. She got the script for Scream 6, and she was like, yeah, it's not going to work for me, brother. And then Six Crow retracted something. All right, guys. Appreciate you all. Hope you all had fun. We'll be back soon. Maybe on Wednesday. Maybe not. You know how this thing goes. Have a good one, everybody. You got 5 silences, so you might as well use them. And don't forget, I'm going to cheers with you later.